Hey Nadia, it's Malcolm
Kristen.
and we're here to give you a little bit of feedback on your midterm video. We're a little late in getting it back to you. Reasons are pretty obvious. Bombs going off in the city, shootouts, lockdowns, all that sort of thing tends to play hell with your schedule, and then it took time for Kristen and I to get back together to be able to finalize the feedback. So here we are, and I don't want to provide feedback in exactly the same lines that you'll get from Alain when you meet him, not following the specific rubric. I just wanted to give you feedback along the educational underpinnings that you use for this exercise, and those are sixfold. The first is really looking at the foundational knowledge that you've gained during this period and what you're able to express about that. How you apply that foundational knowledge, how you integrate that knowledge into other aspects of your life, the human dimension that you bring into what you've learned, the caring dimension that you bring in terms of who you work with, the organization you work with in your own team, and then your own learning process and how you have learned through this. Overall, I thought this was a nice job. You chose to use Prezi, and I think I've said in class that I'm someone who suffers from motion sickness, and I think Prezi triggers that a little bit for me. But you're not the only person who used Prezi. I think probably half a dozen people use Prezi for this, and it is a good tool. Um, I think you presented very nicely who you are, where you come from in all of this, and where you feel your own background leads to you being a good public health professional, and then how what you've done has led you to the school and talking about your path through Kenya to be able to see some of the challenges in the field before coming to the school or before working here in the school. So that's very good. I think when we start to look at the foundational knowledge, you dwelled in some depth on the foundational knowledge around work planning, but you actually didn't really talk about the foundational knowledge for the other modules for Human Resources QI or M Health, but you did heavily concentrate on the application of the knowledge for AMFAR, demonstrating the scope of work and how you brought the skills and capabilities that you have learned in each of the different areas to ANFAR and described how that works. So I think you did very well with that. You were able to integrate what you'd learned in work planning into the way you see things going forward, so you're able to express how you see work planning as a valuable skill for the future. And I think that with the human dimension, I really liked the way that you described ANFA, and particularly how you highlighted their importance as a role in Afghanistan in policy development and advocacy. I think it really helped to understand who it was you're working with in that framework. Um, I also then liked how you came with the caring piece to describing your team, Team Hayat. It would have been nice perhaps to see a little more detail on who the members of your team were, to be able to understand sort of more how you were working in a team. You did have a nice photograph of everybody. And then in terms of describing sort of that bridge between caring and learning how to learn, describing how, as a leader, you've been able to bring certain skills and learn things through that. So overall, I thought this was a nice job, and I was very pleased to see it. Kristen?
Yeah, Nadia, you did a really nice job. I think overall your pace was really good. You had a nice clear tone. It was easy to follow what you were saying. Prezi provided both a clear picture of what you were doing for the modules, but it also at times was a little challenging to read. Some of your slides were a bit tiny. Watch the spelling of Gantt chart. but overall really nice. I like the pictures that you included from Kenya and your discussion of your team and your role as a leader. So nice work.
Okay, so thanks, Nadia. I'm glad that you're able to get this done. I hope you've been able to meet with Alain Joyel and look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for Movie Madness. Take care now.